who win one. It was
10 seconds.
Hey. Hey, Laker.
Remaining.
Alright. Got it, cast.
Radiant team back.
I remember. See y'all in a few. Alright. Okay.
Dota team back.
So you guys saw that 2 minutes ago. I saw it right now. And then we're going to be going right on into this one. Or actually, wait, no, switch that. I saw that 2 minutes ago. You saw it right now. So I'm going to wait again for any of you guys that were watching until this ends up getting to the first pick, because if you end up uploading the videos to YouTube without a if you end up uploading the videos to YouTube without a first pick in there, sometimes it will content ID you and say that you're a thief and a criminal and that everybody hates you, and then you have to like send them an email that's like, no, that's not true, and then it's very frustrating. That's my high-tech, you know, concrete, knowing exactly what the hell I'm talking about explanation for what's going on there. So, yeah. I'm probably going to, after this game, considering there's not another one afterwards, I'm going to stream a little bit of pubs if any of you guys are interested. And if any of you guys are on my friends list and want to play, we can probably do a couple as well, which would be pretty fun. In terms of other stuff, tonight I'm probably going to stream again. It's probably not going to be until a little bit later. I would imagine around 6, later than that actually. It's probably going to be around 8 to 9 PST. And then after that one, pretty much throughout the days, I'm going to keep sort of going through and trying to do more streaming of these JDL matches as we go. So let's get right on into it. I'm going to start recording in a second. Peace. Here we go. Hello and welcome to some more Dota 2 action. This is Lyrical Gangster coming on at you with Game 2 of the joinDOTA League Season 7, out of our league versus eSuba Group Stage, Game 2. I've said that already, but you know what? It's absolutely wonderful. We saw in the first one a pretty solid game, I have to say. It was probably one of the better games that I've seen in a really long time. Really close, all the way to the very end. It was multiple instances of trading back and forth, teams taking objectives, trying to split push out lanes, making sure that they were able to constantly sort of rat away at the enemy team, and overall it was just a really solid match. Very interested to see how this next one goes. We are going to see the Leshrac banned out, followed by the Tusk. Darkseer was a pretty key hero last time around, as well as the Winter Wyvern. The Winter Wyvern played a really good game last time. Gyrocopter going to be banned out. We did see Queen of Pain first pick into Lina, Earthshaker, Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter was the last ban, I believe, last time for out of our league, if I'm not mistaken. In any case, he was banned last time around, opting to go for him this time around. And this is actually going to be somewhat interesting. We've already got the Lina Earthshaker combo, so a good amount of potential for running on in there and messing with the enemy team. We did see eSuba go against the Lina last time, but they had the Earthshaker on their team last time. So a little bit of give and take here and there, and I'm very curious to see where this all goes. In terms of next picks out here, I think that probably the Earthshaker made a really big difference in that game. Despite the fact he didn't have a ton of farm, he was able to sort of consistently make his impact felt in the early game by securing kills and all of that fun stuff there as well. Clockwork going to be banned out, as well as the Bloodseeker. Just such a pain in the butt to play against, honestly. Bloodseeker can be like very frustrating. And we did see them be able to sort of take the win last time around out of our league in terms of being able to get in there with these big team fight ultis that bring everybody's HP down, and then Bloodseeker gets the bonus attack damage, as well as bonus movement speed, and then he's able to run on there and run cleanup crew. Also just being able to, like, there were several key fights. I remember down by the tier 2 bot for the Dire, there was a big team fight that ended up happening where you saw the Winter's Curse on top of you saw the Winter's Curse on top of the Wind Ranger as well as the Gyrocopter, and then on top of that, the Phoenix tried to rotate on in and sun into the middle of the whole enemy team, but unfortunately, while he was Icarus diving, he ended up getting silenced, and so he wasn't able to sun in the middle of that or even break off the Icarus dive. So really, really key points in that game were sort of the big team fight ultis in conjunction with the silence on top of it from the Bloodseeker. So seeing it banned out this time by Out of Our League is a little bit surprising, considering they were the ones that ended up using that last time around, but not wanting to face that same type of problem, they opt to ban him out this time. And we are going to have the Lion banned out as well, followed by the Dazzle pickup. So to me, this screams of something along the lines of trying to, again, sort of maybe a Naga Siren, something else that's a little bit weaker, maybe a Shadow Fiend with a Lina in the safe lane, some other hero that they want to try and keep alive for an extended period of time. They could go for like a Shadow Fiend and then go for a very heavy minus armor strat with the sort of Dazzle Weave as well as the presence of the Dark Lord going on, but it's certainly not necessary. There's a lot of different options for what they could go for. So we'll see what they all end up doing. Definitely a lot of options. Yeah. And Out of Our League actually end up going for the Undying. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I think that probably with the Gyrocopter banned out as well, this becomes a little bit difficult. There's not a ton of really great ways to deal with the Gyro, or with the Undying zombies. They could go for an Ember. This wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. It would be somewhat like you would have to run the Ember in the safe lane with the Lina mid, because Queen of Pain versus Ember is just too freaking hard to deal with. It's so impressively difficult to sort of deal with the Queen of Pain in lane, particularly as a melee hero with not a ton of escapes. And that would be another great instance. Okay, so they end up going for the PL instead. Kind of interesting. I think that eSuba definitely can make this work. It's really going to come down to, I think, how well this PL ends up doing in lane at this early stage. If they end up picking up something, honestly, this could be really tough here with the TA pickup. Oh my god, if they end up going for some strong laning hero at this point in time, like, you know, what would be a really good example? They could go for a Disruptor, they could go for, they can't go for a Lion. They go for a Witch Doctor. If they went for a Witch Doctor right now, this would be really dangerous for eSuba, because then they could do an aggressive tri-lane with the Queen of Pain solo in the safe lane and then the TA in the mid lane. The other option here as well is that you can just run the Queen of Pain in the off lane and then have them up against the PL. And with the fact that you've got the Earthshaker and the Dazzle there, that's going to be a lane that Queen of Pain should be perfectly fine in terms of the ability to sort of consistently stay alive. The blink away, like if you're able to force the blink away, then it becomes a little bit difficult. We do see the Clinks banned out for the Radiant, not wanting to run into that. Spiritbreaker banned out, likewise for Out of Our League. But I see this as a very strong, very, very strong aggressive tri-lane game. I mean, PL is okay in lane actually, but again, you just want to be able to sort of punish a sort of hard carry like that. I mean, you know, Doppelganger, it's pretty good for getting out of dodge, you know, being able to break those trees and sort of get away, but I don't know, it's just, to me it seems a little bit dangerous. Also on top of that, with the Undying already picked up and the fact that they have two heroes that can solo relatively evenly themselves, like, I think that that's the only way that this ends up working. Or an aggressive dual lane maybe, or if they went for Tusk, holy crap. Alright, so they end up picking up Bristleback now at this point in time, another really strong laning hero, probably going to be putting him in the solo off lane. So what I'm seeing here at this point is that you're sort of in this situation where you've got two heroes that definitely want solo lanes in the TA as well as the Queen of Pain, and the Undying who can play support. But maybe they end up going for another carry now instead, actually. They end up going for something like a, I don't know, they could go for a Wind Ranger, which would be okay maybe. They could go for something, a Tusk I feel like could be okay here, honestly. You end up being able to run the sort of Undying Tusk lane with the Bounty Hunter in there to just sort of mess with people consistently as well. And if you're able to disrupt that PL's farm, it becomes very, very strong. That being said, they also could run it with like the PL in the off lane with the Dazzle Earthshaker against Queen of Pain. I think these lanes are all freaking weird. I don't know if I like it. The other thing is that it could just be that the Bounty Hunter's going to roam the Undyne solo in the off lane, and then they're picking up a jungler now. There's a lot of different ways they can run this. I think it largely comes from the fact that this Queen of Pain is so diverse. She can go in any lane and be perfectly fine there. I think throughout a lot of TI we saw the Queen of Pain run in the solo safe lane multiple times with aggressive tri-lanes or junglers or, you know, whatever. So Ancient Apparition, and this is what I'm talking about, this is going to be, I'm almost positive now, an aggressive tri-lane here with the Undyne, Ancient and Bounty Hunter. Probably the Bounty Hunter roaming a little bit more, but the Chilling Touch is just so strong, and I think this could be a little bit tough here. The other thing is I believe that the zombies spawn on the illusions as well, so that's not even really going to help out PL that much. But we will see. We will definitely see a whole lot of possibilities. I'm going to move my little cheat sheet right on up here into the top area, which you guys can't see, I don't think. So that's perfectly fine. It looks like I just threw it over the back of my computer. And we're going to get going. Get going right on this next one. Come on, Earthshaker. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. Oh, back. He actually, I'm not sure, I don't think he had a problem last time getting into it, but the other guy did. So, yeah, let's get right on into this one, take a quick little look at all of the heroes that we got. What is this set on this TA? What the heck? She looks like Sheik from Zelda. That's pretty sweet. Ancient Apparition looks like a terrifying chillin' dude. Queen of Pain is just Queen of Pain. Undyne is hanging out. He's doing his thing. And Bounty Hunter, meanwhile, I don't know what the hell Bounty Hunter is. He's got like a sock on his head. He looks like Dobby from Harry Potter. Alright, Lena, always doing good. PL hanging out as well. He's got a pipe. That's pretty sweet. Swimback just looks like Groundskeeper Willie. And Dazzle is just Mr. Dazzle as well. Always good to see all these things here. He straight up does look like Groundskeeper Willie though. What the hell is this? He's like, he's got the shinin. Alright. So, looks like Earthshaker finally ended up loading on into the game, so I'll do a quick little introduction. Starting up here in the Northeast, we've got Natuka here who's going to be playing the Bounty Hunter. German player is going to be your Undyne. We've got Pelican on the Ancient Apparition, Blazeman on the TA, and last but not least, Ingman is going to be playing the Queen of Pain. Now here in the Southwest, we've got here who's going to be Groundskeeper Willie, Mr. Bristleback himself. Seaquick is going to be playing your Lena. We've got Vilk is going to be playing the Earthshaker. His is going to be playing the Dazzle, and last but not least, eSuba.INTEL is going to be playing the Phantom Lancer. Always good to see these players go to their respective positions. Bounty Hunter with his little Sentry Ward is going to be able to spot on out everything over here in the bot lane. Looks like Undyne is getting ready to play a little bit of a supporting role as well, and actually they might be going dual lanes here. Very interesting. I was not expecting this. Although maybe Ancient Apparition is just here to try and help secure the bounty rune for Queen of Pain, and then he's going to head on over into the bot lane. I would imagine that that's probably what this is more going to look like here. Just based upon sort of the way that this is looking. Bounty Hunter did pick up an Arba Venom as well as a Tango, a set of Tangos, so they're going to be able to get that absolutely no problem. Maybe Queen of Pain blinks for this, maybe? It's a possibility. It's definitely a little bit scary, and there's no real way to know until they sort of are all in position. It's worth noting as well that that blink range is pretty freaking huge. You can't see what it is right now, unfortunately. And yeah, she is going to be here with Ancient Apparition ready to go in a second. They're moving on into position, ready to go for this with the Earthshaker here as well. They need to be so freaking careful. So bot room going to be picked up here by the TA. We are going to see the Bounty Hunter do a little bit of extra harass here onto the Bristleback. And with the fact that they sort of read out that, oh, okay, Queen of Pain actually rotating, so they're switching over their lanes completely, recognizing that the Bristleback was coming on over into the bot lane. They instead decided to go to the top lane. So we're going to be having Ancient Apparition as well as the Undyne in the top lane up against the Phantom Lancer. Actually, Lena, the hell is going on in this game? We're having dual mid of the PL and the Dazzle against the TA. All right, don't worry about me. I've got no idea what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I am just sitting here doing what I'm doing. Pre-play, pullback, absolutely no problem. So, the thing that's interesting about this is you end up going for a doppelganger on the PL potentially. You have the potential to burn through this refraction charges. Also, this is one of the rare instances where I think it's a very, very, very worth it for Dazzle to end up going for Poison Touch. It's honestly not that great of a spell at level 1. You end up only getting the slow by 33% for 3 seconds, and the damage is freaking garbage. It's 140 damage nuke. It's physical damage also, so it's reduced by the armor as well as the target, but the ability to burn through those refraction charges is so key to being able to win a lane. Also worth noting that down here in the bot lane, Bristleback has a hell of a lot more regen than the Queen of Pain does. 7 tangos as well as a Sal versus the 3 tangos, and should be able to be perfectly fine sort of doing what you need to do. There's a Sentry Ward drop down as well. Isn't going to be able to spot on out this Bounty Hunter off to the side here. I think that they probably have an inclination that he's around this area, and might be bringing sentries out relatively shortly, although probably going to wait and see if this Dazzle can upgrade the Courier instead. So let me open on up this last hits and denies, since that's what you're supposed to do in these types of games here, and we'll see where they all end up going. It's worth noting that the Queen of Pain is sitting at the top of the net worth at this point with 8 last hits to the 5, and they're actually rotating around the lanes a little bit here. We're going to end up seeing the Lina in the bot lane up against the Queen of Pain. I think this is a better matchup. You end up getting to level 6, and Lina is one of the few heroes that can out DPS a Queen of Pain, particularly on a single target basis. You know, the ability to just sort of Laguna Blade almost immediately. You end up getting that at level 1. It's at 450 magical damage nuke. Queen of Pain tends to sit around 700 to 800 HP once she ends up getting to level 6 as well, so very, very dangerous. So the Bristleback up against the Undying. You've also got the fact that this Ancient Apparition is sitting off to the side over here. Hasn't leveled up anything yet. If he needs to, ends up going for 1 level in Chilling Touch and 1 level in Cold Feet. So ready for an initiation and some team fight if he needs to. Queen of Pain ends up getting a kill on Melina. Very unfortunate with the rotation from the Bounty Hunter, able to make it happen. Sorry, ended up missing that one, but nicely done. Ended up being a nice little fair bit of harassment off to the side. And with the boots up on the Bounty Hunter as well, he's going to be able to be significantly effective throughout all stages of this game. I usually end up going for a bottle when I play Bounty Hunter first, but I think boots makes a lot of sense if you're just going to sort of try and be pretty effective and make sure you just go to the lane, get a gank done, and then leave. The ability to chase with that Orb of Venom as well as the boots is freaking huge. So that's probably what I need to do more often in these games. So we do have 1 level in Poison Touch as well as the Shadow Wave. Can opt to toss this out at any given point in time. Does also have a Shallow Grave. And here comes the turnaround potentially if they want to try and make something happen against this Bristleback. Is going to be able to just sort of hit away at him. Does have 2 points in those quills as well as 1 in the Bristleback passive. So ready to sort of fight here if he needs to. But it's worth noting they're both level 3, and Ancient Apparition is surprisingly strong in terms of his right clicks. Does have 55 damage, as well as the ability to turn that into magical damage with already the 2 points in the Chilling Touch. So pretty solid there. Blazemon, meanwhile, is going to be able to pick on up this rune here. Is going to be Illusions as well as Boots, ready to go into the middle of the fray if she needs to, and fight into all of these heroes off to the side here. PL's been able to have a relatively decent time in lane, actually outlast hitting the TA at 17 and 8 versus the 14 and 7. And I think a large part of that is just because the amount of sort of actual PL got a couple of really solid boosts recently. Refraction charges all burned through, is going to get hit by the Spirit Lance as well. When he ended up getting his rework, he got relatively decent base agility increased as well, and Undying ends up getting the kill there as well. Sorry about this. I keep on missing these kills because I'm talking about things that don't even freaking matter from like 6 months ago. But you know what? That's what I get excited about. So he's got pretty decent right clicks, 74 versus the 70 of the TA already. So pretty nicely done there. That's going to end up being probably another kill here on the Lina. Nicely done. Are they going to be able to turn around and potentially take on out this Bounty Hunter? Doesn't look like it. Can run back in if they need to on top of him, but it's a little bit dangerous. It does look like the Bounty Hunter is going to tango on up and try and go back into the snow. Is going to TP away instead. There's the jump on top of him. Wants to be able to take him out. Not going to be able to do it. That's going to end up being not going to be a kill there, and Earthshaker gets away this time around. Nicely done. Are going to see this illusion runes popped up by the TA as well. taking on out these stacks, always a good thing to have happen, so that way you're able to sort of get that little bit of advantage over this PL over here who's in lane. And it's worth noting the TA actually is a little bit behind in terms of experience. Oh, no, it's ahead. Right, that's because it's a dual lane, of course, I'm dumb. So yeah, Dazzle leaving to stack, always good, but it does end up meaning that you're a little bit behind in terms of the amount of levels that you have. So maybe TA can take some type of advantage from that, and as I'm talking about this, she is starting to move on up the last hit chart. Still relatively close. Undying, it's worth noting, is the top of the net worth charts in terms of last hits denies, so that's pretty good. He's going to run on down here on top of the Bristleback, taking a lot of damage, but able to turn it around a little bit as well. With those one charges, he actually could turn this around if he wanted to. Did a ton of freaking damage there. That Dying had to run away. This is a rotation over as well. Hasterin picked up. No, he's going to opt to back on out. Might have been an opportunity to go in there and see if he could take out the Undying, but opts to not do it instead. I'm wondering if he thought he had a salve and was worried about getting caught out potentially. That is the refraction charges brought up there to get rid of the Spirit Lance damage being applied to the TA. Is going to get the poison touchdown as well. Need to be careful. PL is still top of mana at this point if he wants to. Another little Spirit Lance there, going to deal a little bit of extra harassment on top of the TA. Does have Doppelganger as well if he wants to jump on top of her, but it's a little bit dangerous. Probably do a Doppelganger into a Spirit Lance, I would imagine, just to be able to break through those refraction charges, and we'll see if that is indeed what he wants to go through. Nice there to be able to make sure the refraction charges end up going. Bristleback ends up taking out the Undying. Nicely done up there again, and then the Queen of Pain misses another one. That's a double kill there as well. So killing the Lina, killing the Earthshaker across the board, out of our league is looking very strong. You know, I was just based off their name, I was judging a book by its cover. I was doing what you're not supposed to do, and it looks like Out of Our League is not at all out of their league, if in their element, and ready to really sort of take this to the next level here. Very, very well played across the board. Been very impressed by them. So Cure probably going to be picking up his Ring of Health. Actually going for Treads first. All right, kind of a cool one there. Mid lane yet again. We're still seeing Blazon have a pretty good time in lane. Hasn't really been too far harassed, and whenever it has been happening, he's been able to sort of consistently toss out those refraction charges. Does also have 10-1 charges as well as the treads at this point, and is going to be able to toss out these psionic tracks, so keep an eye out if anybody tries to rotate. So he's going to be able to sack on up this camp. If anybody comes over, he can instead go for the rune and slow them down as much as possible. But there's the stack again. That is going to be a triple stack at this point in time. Oh my god, Kira is in a lot of trouble. Rotations coming over by 3 different heroes. That's going to end up being a very dead hero. Ancient Apparition ends up getting that kill. Nicely done. Unfortunately, Bounty Hunter doesn't quite have 6 yet and isn't going to be able to get it. Invis Rune, but needs to be able to use that to bottle up nonetheless. So a little bit unfortunate, but no worries about it at all. Blazemon, it's actually Lina who's the top of the network, or top of the last hits of denies. Let's take a look at network, because that's probably the most important thing. Queen of Pain has been able to sort of secure that one. Nice fissure there as well. Going to be able to secure a little bit of extra damage there. Scream of Pain, though, to clear out the creep wave. Does have a bottle, does not have any charges, and with Lina rotating over with the Luna Blade, you really don't want to end up running into that with a minimum amount of HP. So Queen of Pain, top of net worth. We've got the the Bounty Hunter there, able to fill up the Queen of Pain's bottle as well. Always nice to do that for a buddy. I wonder if they're ever going to patch that. I feel like they're probably not, but it seems like one of those things that's a bit of an exploit. But nonetheless, it's fine. So TA, extra bit of armor, is going to try and take on out these stacks here as well. Going to finish them off with a quickness. Can jump on top of this PL in a second if they want. German player, still trying to build on up as well, is going to be building into a quick mechanism, I would imagine. But at this point in time with the Bounty Hunter down here, he's probably just going to try and soak up as much EXP as he possibly can and get to level 6. And meanwhile, you're going to have the TA taking on the stacks. It's just efficiency. Super, super solid efficiency. Queen of Pain takes lane, TA takes stacks, Bounty Hunter takes EXP, and meanwhile in the top lane they just keep doing what they're doing and hope that they don't get taken out there. Unfortunately, looks like that's going to be the case. Trying to TP away, ends up going down there. Dazzle gets the last hit. Nicely done to finish that one off. And now German player, he's fine. He's perfectly fine. They don't really have any way to take him down there, I don't believe. But Blazemon is going to be able to get really low here. Oh my god, are you actually going to go down? No, okay, stick charges, keep him alive. Always good to see that. Meld Strike wants to take this out before the next creep camp ends up respawning, and is going to be able to take him on out there. Did get a little bit of help, it looks like. It was just the minus armor coming out from the melt, that's all that was. So a little bit of a fight back and forth here. He's going to run on into this. Queen of Pain, DB is up though. There's going to be the damage amplification coming on top of her, getting real close, so that way it ends up getting the maximum amount of impact. There's the Sonic Wave on top of it, but the Shallow Grave Grave. That's going to be a double kill for the Bristleback, and then the TP away, but really nicely done there. Able to get a double kill in their own right, and that's going to be the Lita coming on in turn. Really, really well done back and forth. So you saw there the Queen of Pain waiting for the exact moment when she knew that the Shallow Grave was going to end up being completely done, and then hitting there before the TP ended up going. That was like the ultimate in last hitting, basically, is what you saw right there. And then, of course, jumping forward to try and kill the Dazzle, and Lina being in position for the Laguna Blade. Had to use a stick charge there as well to make sure that it ended up having enough mana for that, I believe. Worth noting, Ancient Apparition does have 6 now. So against the Dazzle, this is a pretty good counter and should be able to deal pretty effectively with any kind of any type of shenanigans he has of keeping people alive from this point on. There's going to be the AA Blast on top of it. Needs to be a little bit careful here. Is going to end up getting caught out there, and that's going to be a kill by the Bounty Hunter. Nicely done. I don't think the Queen of Pain ended up getting into region of that either, but the Bounty Hunter now getting very, very, very dangerously close to picking up 6. Does have Arcane Boots as well, going to continue to roam around the map and do whatever he can to continue to sort of build up his stuff. That's going to be a little ping coming on out here for the Ancient Apparition. We do see Kier off to the side here, who's just going to keep tossing out those cool sprays, but the thing to keep in mind here at this point in time is that you've got a ton of net worth lead onto this Queen of Pain. If we take a look across the team, Out of Our League is very much ahead by about 2,000. Was that what that was? Yeah, about 2,000. And this TA is going to be able to build really quickly into a Desolator. Does have more components of it. Actually, it's just the bottle. That's going to be the Undying taking out the Bristleback, though, in conjunction with what I'm assuming is an AA Blast. Yes, they ended up using that to be able to secure the kill. Nicely done there. We do as well have the Bounty Hunter rotating on through here. Might be able to potentially make something happen. No AA Blast for a little bit longer, but probably wants to wait until Lina comes back to farm these stacks yet again. Hasterin picked up as well now on the Lina. There is a big stack over here. They're going to be able to take that, and that's really big as well. All of these little extra things, it's just extra efficiency going into the way of Out of Our League. And, you know, I think that that is definitely a key component to winning these games, is making sure that you're always doing something. I was playing and casting with this other guy named Jing, who's a North American player. Really, really solid, and he was telling me that I mentioned that I thought that it was one of those situations where the people who win the laning stage are the ones who win the game, and he was saying that he thinks that it's actually the people who are the most efficient throughout all stages of the game are the ones who do it. Nice, they're able to catch the Enchant Totem. That's a very dead Earthshaker. Was able to get a couple of last hits on those creeps, but that's going to finish off the Desolator for the TA as well. So nicely done. And meanwhile, Kira over here is going to be trying to build into a Vanguard, it looks like, just to get that extra little bit of tank up. But with this Ice Blast coming on in, they're not going to be able to catch Dazzle, unfortunately. Do apply the debuff to him, but it's not going to be enough to get a kill. Also, Bristleback was able to dodge out of the way of it. And yeah, they're actually going for freaking Roche right now. Are you kidding me? This is really, really ballsy. With the Desolator, I mean, they definitely have the minus damage. They've got the ability to meld strike and all of that stuff. Only 2 of them means that Roche isn't going to stomp. And now, on top of that, you're going to be able to pick up an Aegis at 13 minutes into the game on the Queen of Pain. Very, very, very cool. And nicely done. Actually, it's going to be the TA that ends up picking it up. And now they have to back out. Like, there's nothing that they can do against this. Weave is up, so they're going to have that bonus armor, but, like, I don't know. It's really dangerous to fight into that. And on top of that, they've also got the track that's up on these heroes, so they're going to be able to sort of consistently keep them back. An Invis picked up for the PL. There's a pretty big stack over here as well. We might end up seeing somebody try and take this relatively quickly. Could be worth it to potentially tombstone it, but I don't know. So Blazemon, probably going to be building into that Blink Dagger next, an absolute key item on that TA. And yeah, they're going to be able to probably fight on into this next one if they want to try and contest this top tower up here. So what ended up being a really funky laning situation has really ended up working out well for Out of Our League. Actually, Kier getting chased down a little bit here. We do still have the Aegis up. That's going to end up being a weave go down on 2 different heroes with a whole bunch of armor. They're tracked up as well, though. That's actually going to end up being a Bristleback taking out almost all of them. Nice Sonic Wave. That's going to be a huge kill right here. Bristleback did take out the Undying. He didn't get the AA stuff applied to him. He's out of there as well. Nicely done. But the Queen of Pain did end up taking out the Dazzle. So the turnaround here, and the big thing that you end up seeing, is able to get away on the Bristleback, but not able to get away on those other heroes. And I think that one of them at least was a track kill. And now they're going to be able to take on down this other top tier 1 here as well. So out of our league, making this look real freaking easy here. They've got the Aegis up, they got the Deso. She's about to be able to pick on up her Blink Dagger as well off at the Shide Shop in a second. And then I imagine just keep it rolling at this point in time. You know, you've got the ability to jump on top of your enemies. The Queen of Pain actually has Aghanim Scepter if she wants it right now at, what, 15 minutes into the game? Are you freaking kidding me? 15-minute Aghanim Scepter. Blink Dagger and Deso on TA. They are super farmed. What do we have on these other heroes here? PL is the next most farmed. He's got Drums, Aquila, and trying to work on what I'm imagining is Diffusal Blade, but still really far away from finishing that off. Could be going into Yasha, but I don't know. It's a little bit dangerous. Bristleback is going to be very, very armored up, but they're going to opt to back away from this. Do not want to fight into it. Instead, they're going to wait for the rest of the team. They do have an option to go on into here again if they want. That's going to be a Poison Touch on top of the Undying, as well as the Bloom Blade coming out in a second, maybe. This is going to be a huge A blast, so catches 3 as well. Nicely done. That's going to end up being a dead Lina as well. Very, very well done there, as well as the Shallow Grave on top of the Dazzle. He ends up going down to the Ancient Apparition. Exceptionally well done. PL trying to do the best he can to stay away and not get taken out by this team, but it's just a really, really heavy stomp that we're seeing. The first game was so much closer than this at this point in time. You take a look at the net worth, Elite, and it's 10K already. It's almost more thousands of net worth than it is minutes in the game. And it's probably not going to get a whole heck of a lot better as we keep going into this one. It's just out of our league has been playing this game very, very effectively. Aegis reclaimed in 2 minutes, but they're at least going to have a tier 2 by the time this Aegis ends up getting reclaimed. If they want to, at this point, they could probably keep pushing on up through this. Honestly, it's almost worth it for them to keep going and try and... it's dangerous. I mean, they've got vision, though, of the track stuff. Like, they could start off the team fight if they wanted to with a triple shuriken onto somebody. It's just really, really deadly. There's the Queen of Pain coming on up, trying to take out this PL. And the other thing here as well is that, like, you've got Aghanim Scepter up on the Queen of Pain. You've got the ability to just ulti the freaking PL. And we've also got Midas up on the AA, so he's going to be able to do whatever the heck he wants. That's, not quite going to catch, unfortunately. AA Blast doesn't end up getting anybody. That's going to end up being they wanted to try and keep him alive. Weren't able to make it happen. Bounty Hunter ends up coming on in, jumping into the fray, and taking him out. Nicely done. There's the Light Strike array, but the Tombstone's down as well. Echo Slam, it's not quite good enough. That's going to be a dead Earthshaker. German player is just going to walk the heck away. It does look like Kira is going to be able to maintain the high ground, but at this point in time, you got the Queen of Pain who's pushing on up the top lane with the Aghanim Scepter. Probably could build into whatever the heck she wants at this point in time next, and they're going to go straight for the tier 2. Expect to see them afterwards rotate down to the bot lane, go for that tier 2. Afterwards, probably Roche is going to get it close to being up. Maybe they try and take another team fight before Roche and see if they can just go for tier 3s. I mean, honestly, if they wanted to at this point in time, they've got enough time with the Aegis, I think, that probably they could try and push high ground. That's a lead on top of them, though, so that's a little bit deadly. Maybe they wait for the next creep wave. Maybe they just try and go for it. It looks like they're going to freaking go for it. Waiting for the Sonic Wave to come out in a second. They're all lined up, ready for it. Just sort of waiting to the side for their opportunity to. Do have a shuriken opportunity on several of these heroes. Alright, that's going to be the Queen of the Lina going down almost instantaneously. Sonic Wave on everybody. Bounty Hunter takes on out the Dazzle. They're all freaking dead. 4 heroes dead in the matter of about 3 seconds. That's going to be a tier 3 dead, and that's GG called. Absolute and total stomp. 6-21. Huge net worth. It was an absolute pleasure casting for you guys. Game 2 not quite as epic as Game 1, but still a good one nonetheless. So thank you all very much for watching. Again, youtube.com/OpenGangster, twitch.tv/OpenGangster, twitter.com/OpenGangster for Twitter and Twitch. Switch to you with the 3, you'll find me, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace! Alright. So. We're getting on into this one. Sorry to everybody.